By Regen RX. It's The Drive with Zach By and Philip Lindsay. Welcome to Denver Sports Tonight. Taking a look at the biggest stories in Denver sports. From your online home for the best opinions and information on the Broncos, Nuggets, Avalanche, Rockies, and more. DenverSports.com.
Finally, it is here. Game 1 of the Western Conference Final. Good to see the Colorado Avalanche back for the first time in 4 years, and I can't wait until the puck drops in 15 minutes. Welcome to Denver Sports Tonight. I'm your host with my partner right here, John Davis. And John, this time a week ago, I was doing this show. I was sitting right here and I was saying, hey, the Avalanche, what they need to do to beat the Wild is they have to be the more mature team. What people were talking about was, hey, the Avs, they haven't clinched a game, an elimination game in Denver since 2008. It's been a while. So I said, you know what? In order for the Avs, in order to get that job done, they got to go and be the more mature team. Before I was off the air in an hour, they were down 3-0.
3-0. No, it was. I was getting out of the shower, so I was like, I'll miss the first 2 minutes. I'm like, wait, what are they?
Yeah, 34 seconds in.
They're down. What happened? It was shocking.
Yeah.
I mean, they were getting whooped.
Oh yeah.
I mean, they were getting whooped right there, and it looked, the longer the game went, by the third period, I was saying if they don't have it to 3-2 by 10 minutes left, they're cooked.
Yep.
And they just decided to wait till 3:30 left.
And they were able to get the job done. 2 late goals and then got the game winner in overtime. And the Avs are in the Western Conference Final. They will take on the Vegas Golden Knights, who will be without one of their better players. Actually, their best player. Their captain, Mr. Stone, not playing tonight. But on the opposite side, you look at the Colorado Avalanche, they're going to be without, you could say one of the best players. I would say the best player in the NHL, and that's Cale Makar. Will not be playing tonight. Jared Bednar confirming that earlier today. You've heard it all throughout the day. But Jared Bednar did not sound concerned about Cale Makar not playing in this series, and I feel that's extremely important. So, with Cale Makar out, and the Avs playing without him, and obviously Mark Stone not playing for the Vegas Golden Knights, which will be the bigger hit? Will it be Cale Makar not playing for the Avs?
Ooh.
Or will it be Mr. Stone not playing for the Golden Knights?
Oh, that's a really, really good question. When you look at late in the year when they didn't have Cale Makar, they let the Vancouver Canucks score 7. Canucks are one of the worst teams in the league.
They just fired their coach too, right?
Yeah.
Adam Foote was the coach.
Yeah.
There, yeah.
Wasn't Foote? Yeah, I think they fired the coach. But either way, that was a bad team that they scored 7 on them. They did beat the Dallas Stars in that time. That's a good question. Do the Knights miss Stone more, the Avs miss Cale Makar more? I'm going to lean Vegas missing Stone because they're the road team and they're the underdog. And with that, you just kind of need everything there. Cale not being there is a big deal, especially when you get into the special teams, the penalty kill. Vegas is very good shorthanded. So with that, I'm gonna go Stone. That's a great question. The Cale Makar thing, kind of what we were talking about with the fellas, is if Vegas comes out urgent, that's where you're going to see a big problem. I think if the Avalanche can withstand that early wave without Cale, then I really like what they have, but they're gonna have to overcome that. But yeah, because they're the home team, because they're the underdog, Vegas missing Stone is more impactful to them than the Avalanche missing Makar tonight.
Yeah, you say tonight, and I will also go with tonight with being Cale Makar, and this is the main reason why. Cale does everything, and I mean everything.
Yep.
Scores goals. He's the quarterback of the power play, right? And when you talk about the quarterback of the power play, he's on that blue line. He's making sure everybody is organized on the ice, all right? Are you at the right position where you need to be? Can you get the puck over to Nathan McKinnon, ready for that one-timer that you usually get for him around the circle? Can you be able to go and get the puck to Nazem Kadri, right in the middle? Gabriel Landeskog also on the ice as well. You have Natchez too. Can you be able to go and get the puck where it needs to go? That's extremely important. And, oh, by the way, he has a really good shot from the blue line.
From the blue line.
Oh, my Lord, it's a great shot from the blue line.
We've seen it in the series. We saw it in the Minnesota. I think game 1 of Minnesota, third period. I think it was early third period. And that's the thing with Cale missing out there. Cale's vision is so good. And you saw multiple times in that Wild series the rotation of the puck on the power play and how they move it along. Sometimes they scored with it, sometimes they didn't. But either way, it was a problem for the Minnesota Wild. And that gets in your head. I can't remember which game it was. Maybe it was game 3, the first game in Minnesota, where the Avs scored on a power play like that. And Minnesota kind of had this demeanor of, look, we did everything we could. Like, you know what I mean? Like,
we did the right things, okay?
We weren't messing up. It's just all 5 of those guys are really good. And not having Cale there, to your point, out on the blue line, the vision, whether it's to take that shot from out there, kick it over to Nathan, let the puck kind of move around, that's where it is going to hurt him. I mean, that's a really interesting take because, again, Vegas is very good. Four shorthanded goals in the playoffs. And the Avalanche throughout the year, Drew Spivak, our guy here, was probably sick of me complaining about it to the point where I complained about it in the Olympics. The Avalanche would give up shorthanded goals, and they'd be breakaways. It's not like the team made this really cool thing. No, they would get clean breakaways to the goalie. So that's one tonight. I'm sticking with Stone. That's going to affect the Knights just because of everything, all things considered, and their roster's not as deep as the Avalanche, so their ability to overcome a missing player is a little bit more challenging for them. But, boy, you make a great point and a great argument that Cale missing tonight could have a bigger impact on the Avalanche.
One of the changes that will need to happen is what happens with the power play. What do you do from there, right? And so I think the first unit, I personally would say, you put out Devon Taves. You have him there, obviously has the experience, one of the better defenders in the National Hockey League.
Flies under the radar because of who he plays with.
Exactly, but he also has a really good shot of his own. I would love to have Devon Taves out there. You may say Sam Malinsky too. Maybe a little bit of Brent Burns action on the second line because Burns has a wicked slap shot. He could knock that thing from anywhere. I think you put Burns in on the second line. Got an older guy out there for sure, not the same speed, but when he has an opportunity from that blue line to go and shoot the puck, that's another guy I would like to see there in the second line, especially now that you have Kill out.
Yeah, Burns is a guy. He's also been banged up. Manson's banged up. Malinsky's coming back.
It's the
defense, yeah, it's the
Everybody's
playoffs.
banged up.
The defense is really kind of feeling it. Devon Taves, everybody forgets a few years ago when they were playing Dallas and they lost, when Nichushkin unfortunately had to leave for whatever reason that was. They lost that game. Well, they didn't have Devon Taves either in that game. And that kind of because the Nichushkin story was so big, Taves not being there kind of, again, like Devon Taves, flew under the radar. So when you talk about Taves, I think that's really important because we are talking about Malinsky's coming back. I think Arturi Lekkonen's back. He's not a defenseman, obviously. But to that point, everybody else the rest of the defense is banged up on some level. So Devon Taves' role, whether it be shooting the puck, just getting in front of the net on defense, not giving them clean looks, he's got a lot on him tonight to just survive this game. And you get the win however you get the win. Who cares how you get it? 1-0, 9-8, who cares? Taves play a crucial role tonight for sure.
In the net, obviously, we know that the Avalanche have had some interesting decisions that they made there. Scott Wedgwood obviously will get the start tonight. But on the opposite side, he has given up a couple of goals. Then he's been pulled. Then here comes Mr. Blackwood. And then from there, he had a really good game. And then he got pulled in the next game. Will we see something similar like that in this series?
Boy, I would hope not. If you see it, it has to be clear.
Right.
You know, Scott Wedgwood has to be giving up a lot. And that's the thing tonight, too, that I would say with Avalanche fans. I know I mentioned that Canucks game. There were some other games down the stretch. If there's a lot of shots on goal, if there's a high scoring from the Vegas Golden Knights, let's look at what the defense is doing before we hop all over the goalie. Because if the looks are good, it may not be all on the goalie. But for Wedgwood to get pulled for Mackenzie Blackwood again, you know, Wedgwood, we're talking, you know, back-to-back games, giving up 5-6 goals.
Be ridiculous.
It would have to be like, we've seen it. You know it when you see it, that you got to get this guy out of there. It's got to get to a point where you got to get this guy out of here. No, there is no unless. I was going to say, I don't know what the players are told and how they feel about it, but it clearly, boy, I watch sports with what do my eyes tell me, and my eyes have told me it's Wedgwood, and you stick with Wedgwood going forward.
I think no matter what happens, you stick with Wedgwood. Obviously, that's something that we don't talk a lot about and very important, but also defensively. Look, again, Kell is out, but defensively, you have to be firm in this series. And this is one where, look, we're in the Western Conference Final. everybody's good. It's the Final Four here. Everybody's good from here on out, right? Everybody has a hole, maybe here or there, but these are two really good teams. And for me, when I look at the Vegas Golden Knights, there's one player that cannot beat you, and that's Mitch Marner. He has been fantastic. I know all the fans out there at Toronto, the Maple Leafs fans, not happy that he's doing what he's doing now for the Vegas Golden Knights. Right. But let me tell you, Mitch Marner has been ridiculous. Did you see that goal that he had in Game 6 against Anaheim?
The first one?
Oh, my Lord.
Like right away into the game?
Yeah.
Well, and then he's involved, I think, on their – was he involved on the penalty? It seemed like he was involved in everything.
In everything.
To where, Eichel doesn't have to do as much.
Yep.
They're not putting as much on their top players. But Mitch Marner is, you talk about a playoff riser. I mean, how many points? He's got a ton of points in this playoffs. He's been fantastic. In that Anaheim game, he was the guy that kind of took it upon himself to, like, we're not letting Anaheim even consider that this is going to another game. We're closing the series tonight. Really good Mitch Marner. And that's the thing with Mitch Marner too, is you have to watch him on every facet of the game.
How about this?
When he's on these
18 points.
I was going to say
18 points, 12 games.
Okay, so check this out. I thought it was 18 points in my head, but then in my head I said, well, that can't be right.
It's not possible. He's not doing this, right?
No. And then, it's 18. This is a team, playoff hockey is so momentum driven, unlike any other sport. The seeding, the home ice, all of it doesn't.
Absolutely everything.
It can all change, and it's very streaky. You remember this whole Avalanche run started in 2019 when they snuck into the 8th seed. They beat the Flames, who were the 1 seed, and that kind of started all this. Well, they were like out of the playoffs, terrible team, got hot, went to I think Game 7 with the Sharks in round 2. It's just so momentum and who's hot. And this Vegas Golden Knights team is real hot right now.
Yeah, don't remind Avalanche fans about that Game 7 too, because I don't know if you remember this, but Gabriel Landeskog, he was on the ice, but he really was off the ice, and they called it offsides on him. You remember that?
Yes.
And I think it was Nathan McKinnon who scored.
Yes.
And I think it would have given the lead, if I remember correctly, of that. And then just totally turned the game around. San Jose being the better team at the end, had the more depth. They ended up winning that game. But that was where you look back and you're like, if that wasn't called, where would this team be?
They were so hot at that time.
Yes.
And Vegas is hot. They're also edgy. This whole not letting the press into the locker room. You and I in sports media, that's crazy. When you don't go to the presser, you just don't hear about that. And they don't care. And and what that shows is they've got this us against the world, to hell with everybody. We're going to do what we do. Different guys are going to step up. So this is a very confident Golden Knights team. And with the Avs, they've got to kind of have that whole approach of, we don't, that's cute.
Right.
But do you know who we are?
Yeah, this is what we're here for.
Yeah.
This is what we're here. I think John Tortorella, obviously coming in as the interim coach with the Vegas Golden Knights, he has turned everything around. A little bit of a hothead, obviously. $100,000 fine. Second round pick. Gone. Because you didn't want to go out after winning a series and talk to media. That is a stiff fine, but you know what?
They don't care.
I was going to say that. I think that's kind of what the Vegas Golden Knights and how they were going to this series. We don't care, right? This is what we do. We're going to come in. We're going to try to go and steal Game 1. We want to steal this series on your home ice. But on the opposite side, when I look at the Avalanche, there's one thing to me that really is important in this series for me, because the Avs are 8-1 in the playoffs. But listen to this stat. They are 23-13 at 5-on-5. They have outscored teams 23-13. And also their power play finally coming to life, converted on 25% of its opportunities. That's going to be the two keys for me in this series. I know Cale Makar's out for tonight. We'll see how he will be on Friday night. And trust me, if you're down 1-0, I think you're definitely going to see Cale Makar be in the game in Game 2. But that, for me, is what's going to be so important in this series. Can the Avs dominate in 5-on-5 hockey? And then from there, can they be able to go, when they do get that power play, to be able to 1 out of every 4 times, hopefully it's 1 out of every 3 times in this series, can they find that puck in the back of the net? Those are the two keys for me in the series.
I'm going with you heard ZB and Phil talking about it beforehand. It's kind of where I've been. there's two names that I think are crucial in this series. For one, I think you make an interesting point. If you win tonight, you give yourself a little more breathing room with Cale Makar's return.
Mm-hmm.
If you go down, you might speed that timeline up more than you want. Nicholas Waugh and Arturi Lehkonen.
Yes.
These are going to be the guys that when the Golden Knights aren't running their best fives, these are the guys you want to try to sneak onto the ice to take advantage of that. Those two guys, Lehkonen, since he got here in 2022, has been Mr. Big Shot.
Mm-hmm.
He's been Mr. Big Shot. All the key goals, that's Arturi Lehkonen.
Who had the game winner in the
Stanley Cup Finals. It's Arturi Lehkonen.
Arturi Lehkonen.
And Nicholas Waugh has proven himself to be, I mean, what an asset. When they got him, it was like, oh, we're not getting Kadri. And it got really no fanfare. People were disappointed. We got Kadri. And everybody's so happy they still forgot about Nicholas Waugh. And he has really earned his keep in here. You know, you want to see Brock Nelson and Nichushkin, a couple guys. Boy, we don't hear Brock's name at all.
We don't.
I hear Nichushkin's name.
Right.
I don't hear Brock Nelson's name.
And we got to hear it.
Yeah.
So I was going to say, who are your X factors in this series? That is my Brock Nelson. You got to step up. Like
Yes.
this is the series where you are needed in this. And we talk about the depth, right? You can look at every different lines that the Avs have. Brock Nelson, this is one where you got to say you are that second line center. And what has been the issue for the Avs for years since Nazem Kadri left? Since the Cup, it has been one issue. It has been that second line sitter. This is the type of series where you have to go and step up. You have to have a big series. I need one from Brock Nelson. That is my X factor.
Do we want to give predictions how we think it'll go tonight?
Yeah, Avs in 6. I was looking at what the ESPN put out, and they had, Golden Knights in 7. They had Golden Knights in 6, and only one guy had an Avs in 7 games. Now, Nathan McKinnon said that he believed that this is going to be a 6 or 7 game series. I'm right there with him, but I'm going to go with a 6-game series. I believe that the Avs will get it done in Vegas.
I really want to say 5.
Really?
But I don't know the Cale Makar situation.
Okay.
So I've got to go 6. I could see it going 5, and I think one of the two they lose. It's one of those we let them have it. I think the Avs drop one that they clearly should not have, and then they come out whatever the following game is and really late. This Avs game rebounded a lot very nicely this year. But anytime they lost. But I've got the Avs. I think the Avs, I'll say it in 6 because the Makar's murky. Tonight's a tough one. I think they win it tonight. I'm going to give it 4-3 tonight. No overtime.
All right, 4-3 tonight. No overtime. Thank God, because I got to be up real early in the morning in order to be on TV. By the way, make sure you watch CBS Colorado at 5 o'clock. You see somebody that you know who's speaking on the mic right now.
How much do you love the 6 p.m. puck drop knowing you got to get up early?
It is the best thing in the world, man.
Yeah.
Like these nights, like when the Nuggets were in the playoffs, my God, they start the game at like 8:45, and I'm trying to stay up and watch those games, and I'm a shell of myself in the morning. Like it's tough to be able to watch those games so late at night. So it's really good that this series, these games will start at 6 o'clock. There'll be several games that will start at 6:30, but for the most part, it's good to see that there. And my prediction for Game 1, Avs win 3-2. It's going to be a very, very tight game tonight, but I do see the Avs getting a W in this one. Brock Nelson, how about him getting the game winner? I'm just going to put him out there just to get started.
I think it'll be Arturi Lehkonen in his game back. He's back. I could not him and Kadri. I love those guys for how they came to the team a few years ago. Obviously, Kadri's back. Just championship teams. If we've seen, we're a couple of Denver kids,
Yes,
so we've seen them all as we've come up. It's about obviously your star players, your Terrell Davises, your John Elways, but your Willie Greens and your Howard Griffiths. And you're later on your Bruce Browns and Uwe Krupp for the Avs gets the Stanley Cup winner. It's you win. Owen Daniels, in the game a few years ago, Bradley Roby poking the ball out. You win because of the other guys stepping up, helping out the star players, and that's what the Avalanche have.
And you also win because Brock Nelson does what he's supposed to do.
Brock Nelson, he
scores, okay?
Your season didn't end at the gold medal.
No, it didn't.
So we need you.
It was nice, but you need to make sure you get the job done. We'll see what happens with the Colorado Avalanche as the puck has dropped, but we'll keep you up to date right here on Denver Sports tonight. Also, we'll keep you up to date afterwards, too. We're going to have a post-game show. Right. Yours truly, as well as John Davis, will be here, give you all the our opinion of the game, what happened during the game, and also be a chance to hear from you as well. Make sure you give us a call. This show is for you. That's really what it's all about. It's about you, your opinions. What did you think about this game? Hopefully, it will end in an Avs winner. All right, quickly, and I'm going to actually take this to the second segment because this is not the only game that's going on right now. There was another Western Conference final that is happening, except this one is in Oklahoma, the Oklahoma City Thunder. Taking on the San Antonio Spurs. And there's a young man by the name of Victor Wembanyama who is ridiculous. I don't know if you saw game one.
Oh, I saw it.
And what he did. But, man, did he make himself an introduction. It was just ridiculous the way that he was able to play. He was nasty out there, okay? But with that being said, it got me to thinking. Okay, you have Victor Wembanyama. Obviously, you have Nikola Jokic, and you could go and have the argument, okay, who's still the best player in the world? I think it's Wemby right now, to be very honest with you. But Jokic being a close second is not a bad place to be. But what do the Nuggets need to do to beat that monster? Because at the end of the day, I believe that's the team that you're going to have to beat. You're going to have to figure out a way how to be able to go and beat Wemby, how to be able to beat Dylan Harper, a rookie who played so well in game one. Nuggets got to figure out a way how to be able to go and defeat that team. Oh, and by the way, OKC as well.
Well, I mean, if we're talking about beating the Spurs, this answer kind of sucks because who knows how it looks in a 7-game series. The current roster just needs to be healthy because they beat them.
Is it that simple?
They proved they could do it. I don't know. The Spurs will be better next year. Obviously, Harper. It's funny with Harper. You wonder if they do over the De'Aaron Fox trade. They didn't know they would get Harper when they got Fox, and Fox is a nice piece there. But I think his fit is actually kind of weird in San Antonio. I don't think he excels as much. But to beat that team long term, because they're not going anywhere. I think everybody's like 22 years old and younger, so they're far ahead of schedule.
Yeah, they had a weird stat. It was like average age of their starting lineup was like 22 or 23. Like, it was ridiculous.
None of them are going anywhere. So for the Avs to beat them or to beat Oklahoma City, the Nuggets, I don't know. The Avs are so good. They might be able
to do that. I mean, they're not going to lose in the first round in embarrassing fashion if you don't have your best player.
Let me tell you what, Nathan McKinnon would do everything he could to win that series. But I think it's time the discussion's been, because it's not just the Spurs, Justin, that I think they actually have to it's the Spurs and the Thunder.
Yeah.
And they're two different beasts.
Yeah.
They're two different teams. So you have to build something good. You and I talked before the Timberwolves, during a Timberwolves game. Here's my take. Everybody's talked about a reset year, a gap year. I think you focus on Jokic and Payton Watson. Everything else is on the table. And maybe it takes 2 years, but that's who you focus on keeping. That's who you build around, is those two. And whether it's athleticism, I don't know, you figure it out. But that's what I'm pushing for if I'm the Nuggets.
So you're telling me you trade Aaron Gordon, you trade Jamal Murray, and then what do you do with Christian Brown? Because it is what it is. You got that big contract that he has.
Right.
That's not going to be a tradable contract. So
No.
what do you do? What do you do with those three guys?
You can't give anybody away. So you could end up – I'm not just saying we're trading Aaron Gordon no matter what. We're trading Jamal Murray no matter what. Because here's what's important about those two, not to go too far off track on how to beat everybody. Carmelo left. They won 57 games. Andre Iguodala left.
Yes.
After winning 57 games, he left.
Yes.
Dwayne Wade came here and acted like he was serious about signing here, but he didn't. Paul George wouldn't have signed an extension if they got him here. Nobody wanted to play here. Aaron Gordon and Jamal Murray want to be Denver Nuggets. That is super important. So I'm not just giving them away, and I'm not trading them just to trade them. If the right deal comes along, then you obviously have to look at everything. But you may have to run it back with them, and if so, you figured out you've won a championship with them. Health could be important, so a lot of different ways the Nuggets could go here.
You know what? I'm going to tell you the one player that the Nuggets need to make sure that they keep. There's a lot of different options that they have, but there's one player that the Nuggets need to keep in the worst way if they're going to have any success in the future.
And I still owe you an answer on Christian Brown, too.
We'll find all that, and we'll get all that coming up next on Denver Sports Tonight. Justin Adams, Mr. John Davis in the building. We'll be right back.
Parents, looking for a fun way to get your kid active this summer?
Are you kidding me?
Denver Sports 104.3 The Fan's third annual Be a Mentor, Be a Fan Youth Football Camp is back. Brought to you by Walmart. Saturday, June 27th at Denver South High School's All-City Stadium. Your child, ages 8 to 14, will learn the fundamentals of football in a safe, hands-on environment from people who played the game at the highest level. We're talking former Denver Broncos Mark Schlereth, Philip Lindsay, and Brandon Stokely, along with a trusted coaching staff from Denver South. And every dollar raised goes to Big Brothers Big Sisters of Colorado. So your family is giving back just by showing up. Sign up today at DenverSports.com/camp. That's DenverSports.com/camp.
Dunrat kitchens, baths, counters and floors, finished basements, windows and doors. Our 8% scheduling incentive and bank financing to ask about make a great time to call 800-362-8370 or drhi.com.
June hits different at Coors Field. Don't miss the Chicago Cubs and Boston Red Sox coming to town for two great series. Baseball at altitude, summer nights, big moments. We're here for the climb. Get tickets now at Rockies.com/tickets.
The right financial strategies can make a huge difference, especially if you're nearing retirement. Adam Mueller talks retirement strategies with Mile High Money. Saturday mornings at 8 on Denver Sports 104.3 The Fan.
For many of us, it's happened before. Your hair is thinning, crowns disappearing. Maybe the hair loss has you feeling your identity is lost altogether. The solution that worked for me, it's an incredible yet simple one-day treatment that starts growing your own natural hair the very next day. And it's guaranteed to grow for life. It's the Advanced FUE from Advanced Hair. We've all seen the pills and lotions that come with monthly subscriptions. They help retain what you have, but what if you want your own natural hair permanently in specific areas? From Advanced Hair's state-of-the-art facilities to world-class Dr. Tanya Paul's, it's not maybe your hair will regrow, it's guaranteed that your new hair will grow. You decide how much, how thick, and where. It's why Advanced Hair is the winner of Westward's Best of Denver. For your free consultation, $250 off and 250 free hair grafts, call 720-459-HAIR. That's 720-459-HAIR or advancedhair.com.
Dental phobia? Consider Sedation Dentistry with Clarkson Dental. Their highly trained team will lead you through an exceptional dental experience from that first fearful call all the way through to aftercare. Call the most experienced sedation dentist and staff. Clarkson Dental, ColoradoSedation.com.
Matthews Fine Watches and Jewelry buys, sells, and services pre-owned Rolex, Cartier, and all luxury Swiss watches. So if you're looking to make a change in your watch collection or just looking to sell, come to Matthews Fine Watches and Jewelry.
Matthews Fine Watches and Jewelry, located in the Highlands Ranch Town Center or online at MatthewsFineWatches.com.
Stoke here for ROX Rocks Heating and Air. Are you in the market for a new air conditioner? Well, hold on. You need to think about a heat pump. My team at ROX are Colorado's heat pump experts and rebate specialists. Get up to $12,000 in energy rebates and credits. These savings are incredible, but they're only available for a limited time. Only at ROX Rocks Heating and Air. Now play that jingle.
HVAC service, installation, repair. ROX Rocks Heating and Air.
Performance matters in intimate moments. Don't let ED ruin them. This is Jeff for the Rocky Mountain Men's Clinic, and I want to assure you that if you're like the vast majority of guys, you don't have to suffer with ED anymore. In fact, you might be pleasantly surprised at how the right treatments could positively impact your love life. At the Rocky Mountain Men's Clinic, our advanced medical therapies go far beyond pills. We have treatments that are effective in well over 90% of cases, and we offer specific and combinative treatments that can dramatically enhance both your performance and your stamina. You could even last up to an hour or more and bring a far greater level of intimacy to both you and the one you love, perhaps performing like you haven't in years. So call us today and find out why our advanced treatment strategies offer so much more. Your first visit is just $99 and gets you blood work, a medical consult, and if medically advised, a test dose. And if that test dose doesn't work in the office, your visit is free. Call 720-440-7900 or go to RockyMountainMen'sClinic.com. Rocky Mountain Men's Clinic, advanced medical science to improve men's lives.
I'm Rob Wilhite, and for nearly 50 years, my firm has stood beside Colorado families after serious car accidents. With over $1 billion won, we know how to fight for you. Call 303-GOOD-LAW or visit WillHiteWins.com. That's WillHiteWins.com.
Hey, John, why so glum? I just got let go. The company's downsizing. This is the third time in the last 2 years. I'm done with this. Have you thought about My Computer Career? I've heard they can train you for a career in IT in just a few months, including cybersecurity and the basics of AI. And you don't need prior training or experience. Now that's a recession-resistant career.
Wow, thanks. I'll check them out. Go to mycomputercareer.edu and take the free career evaluation. Mycomputercareer.edu, an Elite CompTIA certification partner. Financial aid is available to those who qualify, including VA benefits.
Here's the tale of Tina, searching up and down for decent GLP-1s, but got spun around.
Till Good RX wrote in, hey, we got something new. GLP-1 prescriptions, all FDA approved.
Brand name meds, no flags that are red.
Clear pricing from the start. None of those hidden fees in your cart.
Delivered to your door or pick up same day. Darn tootin'.
Save time and money on prescriptions.
I'll put it to goodrx.com/weight loss. GoodRx is not insurance.
It's Denver Sports Tonight on Denver Sports Station 104.3 The Fan.
Welcome back to Denver Sports Tonight. Justin Adams, John Davis with you. 0-0 is the score. Game 1 of the Western Conference Final. Shots at 4 apiece. We'll keep you up to date right here on Denver Sports Tonight as the game goes on. But with that, I was saying there was another Game 1 that's happening later on tonight, I should say. Game 2, San Antonio taking on Oklahoma City. And obviously we looked at Wemby. The way they played in Game 1 was ridiculous. And it just looked like both of those teams were playing it in a different league. I mean, even in a different league from the Eastern Conference Final. By the way, if you're a Cavs fan today, how are you feeling? Because I know you're not feeling good, man.
Hey, I don't mean to be a jerk, but the drive, the fumble, you've been through it. You've
just add on to it. Now you get the double deuce.
You've been through it, man. And LeBron may be coming through on a minimum. So no, that's bad. Somebody had said, I didn't realize this. I shut the game off last night.
Right.
I shut it off, and I wish I wouldn't have. I love a good comeback. I mean, I guess the score differential was the same as when Ant Edwards went over and started dapping up the Spurs.
Yes. Yes.
And the Knicks came back. And you know, hey, those Knicks fans, good for them, because after Halliburton, Reggie Millered them last year.
It's so good to be able to get one back.
You remember Cat did the piece? He threw up the deuces and then they blew it.
Yes, I do.
So those fans, those Knicks fans are out of the – every year they think you're insane for not thinking the Knicks are the best team in the league.
They're as delusional as Cowboy fans.
Yeah,
I'll put it that way.
So, you know, it'll be fun if it's the Knicks versus. If I'm the Knicks, I like the matchup against the Spurs better than I do against the Thunder. Not saying the Spurs are better than the Thunder. I think from the Knicks' perspective, that might be a little bit better of a matchup.
I agree with you. I agree with it. I think the NBA obviously wants that matchup too. You could get that Knicks market, that New York market. Oh, of course you want them to be in the finals. So
Cleveland could still win it, but it's I'm going with it. It feels real good for the New York Knicks.
Yeah, Cleveland has to learn how to close. That's what they need.
James
to learn
Harden.
How to do. Oh my Lord, James Harden, man, one of the most overrated players. We could definitely talk about him later.
Mitch Marner's a playoff riser.
Oh, he's a playoff.
He's the opposite of James Harden.
Ridiculous.
Yeah.
But one thing that got me thinking, obviously, when I talked about, both teams, again, going back to the Avs, or go back to the Nuggets, rather. I'm looking at the Avalanche game. The Nuggets, they have some decisions to make. And you made a great point before we left, where you talked about, how everybody says, okay, Aaron Gordon, you could go and trade him, Jamal Murray, maybe you could trade him. But you made the perfect point to say, wait, these guys want to be here. It's not just that they're getting paid. These guys want to be here. You could go down the line in history. LeBron James, the Nuggets had a chance to be able to get him.
He was kind of incredulous at the thought of coming to the Nuggets.
Right.
Yeah.
You had that. Obviously, you talked about Dwayne Wade. He was a little bit, obviously, long in the tooth, but that's still Dwayne Wade.
It would have been big for the Nuggets then.
Exactly.
The saying we got Dwayne Wade would have been bigger than what he did on the court. But yeah, he didn't. He used them to leverage Chicago.
Exactly. For some reason, he wanted to go there. Whatever. I think it was his hometown. Whatever. He
could have won another championship, Dwayne.
I'm just saying. But with that being said, when you look at the Colorado at the Denver Nuggets, I have the Avalanche in my mind. When you look at the Denver Nuggets, there is one player that they need to make sure they keep around with the way that these four teams are playing, specifically in the West. You got to make sure you keep Payton Watson. And I don't say you just go and keep Payton Watson. You got to start Payton Watson next year. Christian Braun should be coming off the bench. And Christian Braun, his best basketball is not being a starter. His best basketball is coming off the bench. Having a guy like Christian Braun as your sixth man will help out everywhere. And look, coaches will always tell you this. Basketball coaches will always tell you this. It's not truly about who starts. It's about who finishes the game. And you can have lineups where Christian Braun finishes the game for you. But when I look at a starter, I want Payton Watson. I want that athleticism. I want his shooting to be on the floor from the get-go. It is crucial. It is critical for the Denver Nuggets that as they get ready for next season, this offseason, they have got to find a way how to be able to make sure that Payton Watson does not leave the Mile High City.
He's good on both ends. He's got the defense. He's good at guarding the other forwards. The center, when he guards the center, it's not as good. You mentioned, obviously, the shooting. His ball handling. His ball handling got, a lot better. It was funny. His first few years seemed very instinctive on the defensive side of the floor.
Mm-hmm.
On the offensive side of the game seemed to be going way too fast for him the first few years. Last year, everything seemed to have slowed down for him on both ends. Picking his shots, the way the shot went in. I'm with you. I completely agree. You need to keep Payton Watson, and you need to start Payton Watson. And I told you, I'm looking at him and Jokic as the two. Who's the third person in your court? Is it Jamal? Is it Gordon? Is it somebody not currently on the team? But yeah, Watson and Nikola, that's who I'm like, this is who we've got to lock in, and then we got to figure it out around there.
So you're telling me it's not Jalen Pickett?
I like Jalen Pickett.
I like Jalen too, man. You know what? I actually was hoping that he would have got some more run against.
He stunned it on Philadelphia.
Man.
That Monday night game where this, and it was P.W. It was Jalen Pickett's a really smart player. Rarely
really
makes a mistake. It's just there's a physical. It seems the physicality. There's a limitation there, unfortunately, because he's a skilled player. He plays hard. He does what the coaches want. He's usually in the right spot. Hey, keep him, whatever.
Yeah, he's a little short, but you know what? He's a great piece that you can have, especially as a backup point guard. But what again? What Payton Watson will give the Nuggets next year, and what I'm seeing, especially when I see the Spurs and OKC play, is you have to have somebody who could be able to, and I'm not suggesting that Payton Watson can go and guard Wemby by himself, but can you get a possession or two by having him guard a Wemby for a little bit, or saying, hey, go out there and go cover a Dylan Harper and have that extra length to be able to go up against those defenders, right? Fox is still going to be around, right? That's very important for me to say, look, you got to have that on your roster, that athleticism that the Nuggets, frankly, didn't have this season. To be able to have that in the postseason, that's going to be extremely important, and that's why you got to make sure Payton Watson is around.
Well, to that point, then the three should be Nikola, Watson, and Gordon, because Gordon can guard Wemby.
Mm-hmm.
Remember that? He shut him down at the end of that game.
Exactly.
Earlier this
Was
year.
very physical with
He was
him.
very physical.
Yes.
He was pushing him around. And I'm not saying, I don't know if you can get a whole game of Aaron Gordon guarding Wemby.
Right.
But between him and Payton Watson, you get enough physicality in there, you can make it work.
And I think the issue that Oklahoma City saw in game one was they saw Chet Holmgren try to guard Victor Wembanyama.
That's not a thing.
And it's not a thing because you're not physical enough. Chet is not a physical player, a little bit of a dirty player. I don't know if you saw this, but they were both at the free throw line. And so he was off on his side, and he stepped on his foot. Chet stepped on Wemby's foot, and it's like, come on, man. Like, what are we doing there?
I don't know if there's one person on this planet less scared of another human being than Victor Wembanyama is not scared of Chet Holmgren.
Yes.
Like, he is so unbothered and unimpressed.
It's personal. You can tell that it's personal.
It's very personal between them because they came up. I mean, they didn't just meet in the league.
Mm-hmm.
This has been when they were young coming up. They knew who each other were and things like that. Boy, Wemby is. You remember Shaq? You remember when Shaq came in the league?
Yes, I do.
In my lifetime, it's been Shaq. It's been LeBron.
Yes.
And it's been Wemby.
That's it.
And Cooper Flagg's a guy that actually, he's not there, but he's, kind of below there. But those three guys were phenoms. They came in the league and were immediately great. What Shaq was doing to guys when he came in was incredible. Now, there was a guy named Hakeem Olajuwon who said not so fast. Shaq was in the finals, his second year?
I think third year.
With Penny? Because
his second year with Penny, so his third year overall.
Okay, third year.
Beat MJ.
When MJ came back.
Right.
When Mike came back. Yeah, you're right. Third year. But very quick turnaround.
Mm-hmm.
We're going to see Wemby in his third year. And for anybody that didn't see Shaq play, that dude was out of here. And it's a different skill set, but we're seeing Wemby come in and take the middle of the court like Shaq did. And it's kind of like, I don't know if we can stop this guy.
And it was really funny watching Wemby, too, in game one because I looked at him and I was like, okay, I got so used to Jokic and his paint play that I was like, all right, Wemby, just make this move like how Jokic would make it. And then the ball still went in, but it was so unorthodox. It was like, no, that's not exactly it. But okay, we'll take it. I mean, like he has so much room to grow, and it's just going to get scary. The biggest thing for him, though, is you got to make sure that he stays healthy.
It's going to be hard. He's already had, was it a blood clot that took him out? It's a difficult body to maintain. And I think he's had to have grown 2 inches since he was drafted. Right? Because he was 19.
Yes.
He's still, there's nobody, just because you're 19 doesn't mean you stopped growing. I think he's taller than he was. If he stays healthy, I mean, Shaq was unguardable. Wemby might be more unguardable than Shaq was.
You know what? Oklahoma City and San Antonio, there are two teams that obviously the Nuggets have to worry about. But coming up, I'm going to tell you about another team that the Nuggets may have to worry about.
Oh, man.
You know them, you love them, or hate them. I'll tell you all about them. Coming up next on Denver Sports Tonight.
Avalanche, Golden Knights. It's the Western Conference Final, and Denver Sports 104.3 The Fan is all in. 1 hour before puck drop, we're live with full pregame coverage, keys to the game, bold predictions, and the intel you need. When the final horn sounds, we're not going anywhere. Instant post-game reaction. Every hit, every goal, every save. Denver Sports 104.3 The Fan. Denver's playoff headquarters.
A family office is a team built to handle the 3 biggest financial responsibilities a family faces: wealth management, tax strategy, and estate planning. Most firms only manage your investments and refer the rest out, hoping everyone stays aligned. At Trajan, we built something different. Your wealth, tax planning, and estate planning are handled together inside one firm under one roof. There's no guessing whether your CPA, advisor, and estate attorney are truly in sync, because our team works together every day on your behalf. When your financial life becomes more complex, your advice should become more coordinated, not more fragmented. One plan, one trusted team. Call Trajan today, 855-TRAJAN-1. That's 855-TRAJAN-1.
Trajan Wealth, an SEC-registered investment advisor. Additional services through Trajan Estate and Trajan Tax. Additional disclosures and accreditation at TrajanWealth.com.
Denver Roof Pros provides roofing repairs and replacements with fair pricing and a lifetime warranty. Front Range homeowners trust year-round.
No matter if it hails, rains, or snows, nobody knows your roof like the Denver Roof Pros. Hey!
At Uline, they know firsthand the road to success is an uphill climb. Uline started in the family basement, and through hard work is now North America's most trusted shipping and industrial supplier. They get what it means to have the support of reliable, hard-working partners. So they keep 41,000 items ready to ship. Whether your company is still in a basement office or expanding cross-country, Uline will be there on your road to success. Visit uline.com.
Join Will Peterson after every one of your Stanley Cup Contenders games live from the ice, brought to you by Smart Local 9. The Denver Sports team breaks down the sights, sounds, and emotions of every goal exclusively online across Denver Sports socials.
Dan Jacobs with the tale of 2 cousins. They were both in the same accident. One cousin said she didn't need a lawyer. And when the insurance company offered her $3,000 and said they would pay all of her medical bills, that cousin was very upset because she cashed that check. And when the medical bills kept coming in, the insurance company was long gone. The other cousin called 303 Law 4040. She was offered $30,000. And when we said no way, the judge used scare tactics trying to get her to accept the lowball offer. That's where a lot of lawyers will try and get their clients to cave in, but not us. We said that's fine. We'll tell her story to a jury. Before we could even get up and walk out of the room, that case settled for $1.1 million. That cousin was very happy. The insurance companies work for their shareholders. At 303 Law 4040, we work for you. You don't have to feel guilty about asking for what's fair. We hope you never need us, but accidents do happen, so go ahead, save that number in your phone. You never know when you're going to need it. It's 303 Law 4040.
If you've ever been in their care, you know the difference they make. We call them nurses, also known as heroes. This is Jay Rickstrew for Alpine Bank, member FDIC. National Nurses Day falls in May. Pause for a moment. They may have been by your side at one point, or with a loved one during an uncertain time. Give thanks for those men and women who work tirelessly, tending to every detail. Small to life-saving. How? A handwritten card will be cherished. Coffee or treats, a thoughtful gesture. You can log on to daisyfoundation.org to nominate a nurse for exceptional care. To the nurses listening to Alpine Bank now, your commitment to helping others has our deepest respect and appreciation. We think of you as heroes. Alpine Bank, committed to Colorado and you.
The upgrade you've been dreaming of at a price you didn't expect. Hi, I'm Brad Barnett, president and founder of Mountain High Appliance. This Memorial Day, get a 4-piece stainless kitchen for only $19.99. Get a GE front-load washer and dryer for only $15.98. Save $900. Or shop our clearance center and save up to 60%. Plus, we'll match any local competitor's price. The best service and the best prices. Why go anywhere else?
Mountain High Appliance, your favorite appliance store.
Thank you.
In a city full of choices, your savings destination is Groove Toyota, the oldest family-owned Toyota dealership in the Denver metro. Over 200 pre-owned vehicles in stock, including MPG MVPs and Toyota certified with full warranties. Visit GrooveToyota.com. Don't wait. 50 vehicles priced under $15,000 won't last. Buy today in person or at GrooveToyota.com. Start here. Go anywhere.
Offer expires 6/1/26. Not all will qualify. Restrictions apply. With approved credit. Call 720-961-4465 for complete details.
Stream Stokely and Evans with Mark Schlereth, Dover and Cecil, The Drive, and all your favorite shows on the Denver Sports 104.3 The Fan app. Powered by Advanced Tax Solutions. Denver Sports 104.3 The Fan. Denver Sports Station 104.3 The Fan presents
We'll see what the Avs will do, and we'll bring it all to you right after the completion of the game. We'll be right here with the post-game show. All right, Post. 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 Shoot. Speaking of post, going on a tangent here. The worst post that I've ever seen. Let me take you back to the 2000 Western Conference Final. Do you remember this? Game 7, Avs on the road against the Dallas Stars, down 1. I forgot who shot it, but it was off the post.
2000.
It was 2000.
So that would have been Bork had just got here.
Yep, that was his first season here.
That was his first season here. I mean, so you would add Hayduk, Drury, Tanguay. Who else was
Milan Hayduk?
Yeah, Hayduk was there. Drury was there. Alex Tanguay, obviously. Sakic, Forsberg. Kamensky's gone?
I think so.
Yeah, because he left when Theo Fleury left from the previous year. They both went to the Rangers. So who was on that? But yeah, I know what you're talking about. Dude, those years was the Western Conference was Avs, Red Wings, Stars for like 5-6. Back when you could sign and trade for whoever you wanted.
Everybody.
Brett Hull is on the Stars. They get Brendan Shanahan and Chelios on the Red Wings. The Avs are bringing in Rob Blake and Ray Bork. You could do it was the Wild West in the NHL.
Dude, Sandis Ozelich. How about these names they were bringing up, right? I'm looking back now. They got
Sandis Ozelich, good player.
And so I think it may have been Ray Bork who actually shot that one that went off the post. Yeah. It was Bork.
It was Bork.
It was Ray Bork that went off the post.
Well,
Avs lost 3-2 in Game 7.
Because that becomes the story because he's chasing the cup.
Right.
And that's why that was the story. And then they go get Rob Blake. Do you remember when the offseason, Wall was gone, 03, they get Timu Solani and Paul Correa.
Yes.
That's what when like Dwayne Wade and LeBron went to the Heat, I'm like, hold on, guys. We've seen guys team up. And then Correa was hurt, and Solani had the one bad season he had out of everybody's like, Solani's cooked. He leaves the Avs and has another good decade.
I know.
He plays good for another decade.
Wait, and even remember ESPN did a documentary following the Avs that season.
Yeah.
I mean,
they scored, the game one, the puck dropped, and they scored immediately. Like, it was like, they're going to smoke everybody, but then Paul Correa was hurt. Solani wasn't good, and it just kind of, you could tell it just fell apart. The players weren't into it. And
it's another reason why that when you have a chance, you have to take full advantage. You can't just say, yeah, we have the best team, we have the most depth. When you have the chance, you have to take full advantage. Avs haven't been back here since 2022. So when you have the chance, you got to make sure that you take full advantage because you just never know when you will be back. Again, 0-0 is the score, first period. Again, we'll bring you up more updates. Quickly, I want to tell you that there's one team that the Nuggets have to be on guard for again. The Minnesota Timberwolves. And here's the reason why. Look, we just saw what they did to the Nuggets, beating them, upset fashion.
Doesn't matter who they play.
Doesn't matter who they play. Look, the Nuggets lost. But now Minnesota's looking to go, and apparently they're going this offseason looking to make two moves. Not one, but two moves. Minnesota is one of the teams that has been mentioned for a trade for Giannis Antetokounmpo. And
it was close.
And it was close.
To where I think the players thought they were leaving the Timberwolves, which made it awkward
but
the rest of the year when they're still there.
Then on the opposite side, another report came out today that Minnesota is also looking to get Kyrie Irving, who's coming back from a torn ACL. So with those two players, who would potentially be the worst or the biggest factor against the Nuggets?
Giannis. I mean, he's not coming off the knee injury. Apparently, he's not coming off an injury at all with the way they're talking about it. Giannis is, dominant. Dominant. And him with Edwards, I don't know what they'd have to give up. They probably wouldn't have a bench. I have a feeling Giannis is going to end up in Miami for some reason.
Miami? Okay.
I don't know where he's going to go. That ownership in Minnesota is going to cause them some problems. It's not the most cash-rich operation that they've got going on.
You telling me Alex Rodriguez isn't rolling in dough?
He not Walmart money. It's going to be interesting to see what Minnesota does.
Let's go behind the glass. Dante Gomez, what do you think, brother?
Yeah, definitely Giannis is on the move, and I definitely think Kyrie Irving is going to be on the move. He's the last player from the Mark Cuban days of the Mavericks at this point. They've brought in a new GM. The whole core of the roster has
Kidd's
changed.
Fired.
Jason Kidd got they mutually parted ways, if you want to go based on what they told us at least.
I'm keeping
Would you be interested in Kyrie Irving coming here? Because I don't think he would be that expensive of a trade piece.
If I'm Dallas, I'm keeping him with Cooper Flagg. By the way, Cooper Flagg is no joke. Kyrie's ball handling, it's so slick with the ball in his hands. I don't know. Depending on the money.
I think it would be hard to play him and Jamal defensively.
Jamal would be gone, probably, if you did that.
Is that a bad thing? I'm dead serious.
Is that a step up? Is Kyrie? Would you rather have Kyrie for Jamal straight up? And I don't think that's exactly what the trade would be, but on the court, how would you feel?
I don't think I do that. I see why people would talk about it. Kyrie coming off the knee, he's a little older. I just think that's a lot to bet on going into it, but it's a really interesting conversation. I don't think like you said, it wouldn't be 1-to-1. You'd move Jamal.
Maybe it's a third team or however it ends up being. I don't think the Mavericks are interested in Jamal Murray.
I don't think that solves the Nuggets' problems.
Nuggets got a lot of problems. And we have about 30 seconds to go and break them down. What's the biggest problem for the Nuggets?
Defense, just multiple defenders, multiple guys that legitimately scare the other team. These opponents are not afraid to go at anybody on the Nuggets. And as good as Watson is, he's not great on the center. So they need legitimate defenders that other teams take seriously.
So you got to have another big. But you have to have some sort of rim protection.
Yeah, or somebody that can even just stop them from driving to the lane anytime they want.
That would be nice to be able to have that.
Probably another big, though.
Probably
another big.
And you also have to have another ball handler. That's extremely important to be able to have. You can never have enough shooting, but you got to go and do something along those lines. Defense is huge. Defense is very important. And after one period of play, 0-0. Your thoughts quickly on the Avs in the first period.
That urgency I was worried about, the Knights had it. The Avalanche didn't. I think back end of the period, the Avalanche showed it a little more. Hopefully they take it into the second period. But the Golden Knights came to play. Scott Wedgwood, outstanding.
If not for Scott Wedgwood, this is a 3-0 game.
Yep.
Frankly. I mean, there have been so many scoring chances that the Golden Knights had in the first period. It's great to see Scott Wedgwood. There was a breakaway, and he stood on his head, was able to go and stop that one. Obviously, we don't like the post. But Avs should be up 1-0 if not for that. But again, Scott Wedgwood doing a great job. And you know what? We're going to give you more analysis just like that. We'll also hear from Will Peterson, who is at Ball Arena. And that's all going to come up on the post-game show right here on Denver Sports 104.3 The Fan. So that'll be the end for us with Denver Sports tonight. We'll see if the Avs can be able to go and get the W in Game 1 against the Vegas Golden Knights. Not started off in the quickest way, to say the least. But look, this is one where you just got to be able to find a way how to get the W. Don't forget, Vegas 7-1 in their last 8 Game 1s. But also on the other side, look at the Avs. They're 10-2 in their last 12 Game 1s. So who would be the team to get the W tonight? Well, we'll let you know after the conclusion of the game. For John Davis, I'm Justin Adams saying so long from Denver Sports Tonight.
You asked for it, you got it. Backed by popular demand, it's the Drive